Hi everyone. Today in science we are on lesson 72. The materials that you will need will be your energy booklet, of course, your pencil, your yellow highlighter, and grab a pack of colored pencils, please. We will be learning about refraction of light waves and the shadows caused by the Earth's rotation. Please get those items and we will carry on. Thinking about what we have learned so far with our energy information, we know that we have visible light, and visible light, there are 7 colors of the light spectrum, otherwise known as Roy G. Biv. And we also know what determines the color of an object: the color it reflects. We know light waves of blue reflect blue objects. Same way, if it was red, it would reflect red objects. Green, reflect green objects. Examples of transparent matter that we have learned about: air, water, clear glass. And a word describing matter that does not allow light waves to pass through would be opaque. And a word describing matter that allows only some light to pass through: translucent. When we think about light waves and how shadows come about because of light, we have some sundials that we could have used in an experiment, but due to the situation, I'm sure no one did. So the sundial helps tell what time of the day it is. So if you look at the sundial picture in this example, we have our compass rose, which we just learned about the other day. In my class, we were learning about it. We have a north, east, south, and west. So if you see where the sun is, it's not up high in the sky in this diagram. It's down lower, like possibly later in the evening, okay? And if you notice here to the left of this picture, Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa from Tucumcari is heading west. And if we go east, we would run into Amarillo from Tucumcari. So the direction of the sundial light is longer in this picture because the sun is more even with the sundial, thus telling us that it is later in the afternoon. So depending upon where the Earth is on its axis and the sun would tell us what time of day it is according to the sundial. So here's another example. If you see the little shadow cast by the stick that's standing up in the middle of this sundial, it's nearly going to be hidden behind that stick because the sun is more up over it than one way or the other. Okay, in the morning time, the sun comes up in the east. We know in the evening, the sun sets in the west. So your shadows will be the opposite of whichever direction the sun is. And the length of those shadows depends upon whether it's later in the day or earlier in the day. If you would, open your booklets to page 11. We will be reading paragraph 7. When light waves move from one type of transparent matter to another, the light waves refract or bend. The bending of light waves as they move from one type of transparent matter to another is called refraction. Refraction occurs because light waves travel at different speeds through different types of matter. Light waves travel more slowly through water or glass than through air. If you would, take your yellow highlighter, and I would like you to highlight bending of light waves as they move from one type of transparent matter to another. Oops. Okay. And then you can take one of your colored pencils, and I want you to circle refraction. I also want you to use your highlighter to highlight the last sentence. It says light waves travel more slowly through water or glass than through air. Now, I have a short video for you. It's not the best, but I do have a short video for you explaining refraction a little bit better. Refraction explained. Refraction, in case you did not know, is a bending of light waves. So, if you look from above at this pencil, which is partially submerged in water, it appears bent. You need to remember, when we see any object, we see it because the light waves are coming off that object and reaching our eyes. But light waves, they will behave differently in different materials. They will travel faster or slower based on the material that they're in. Light waves go faster through air than plastic or water. So let's put aside for a second the light and imagine a car traveling down a road and it comes in contact with a patch of sand or even ice. Just like a light wave, the car slows down when it comes into contact with a different material. Now, imagine it reaches the material at an angle. The first wheel to contact, say the sand, will slow down while the other wheels continue with their present speed. The one wheel which comes in contact with the sand first will cause the car to change its path of direction just ever so slightly. In other words, shift until all four wheels are on the same material. Once all four wheels are on the same material, it will carry on in that direction, but it's not the same direction that it was traveling before hitting the sand. So that was a good example of what happens to the directional path of matter whenever it runs into a different surface or type of material. So if we think about light, whenever it comes into contact with a different type of material, it does the same thing. It goes from one path, changes, and goes straight to another. So what happens to light waves as they move from one type of transparent matter to another? They refract. We read about it in paragraph 7. And it causes it to bend. That's what refract means, is bend. All right, and why does refraction occur? Because the light waves travel at different speeds through different types of matter. So, knowing that, we are going to use our refraction of light waves box on page 11, and we are going to draw that example of refraction using the glass and what we saw, what happened whenever we put a pencil into the glass. So if you need to, you can rewind back on this video and see what the pencil looked like or you can use your imagination of what you think will happen, and then we will check it and see if you are right. So at this time, you can pause the video, but I want you to draw in that box right there in front of you on page 11, the refraction of light waves, so you will have an example to refer back to. All right, there you have it. There's my example of refraction using a glass of water and a pencil. Now, let's look at below here where we talk about sundial shadows again. Maybe you can try this at home. It would be a little hard to try this at schools because we get out, we come in the mornings at 8 and then we leave at 12:45, so it's really hard to do. But sometime whenever you get a chance at your house, try this. In the morning when we wake up at 7 a.m. or whenever, we know the sun rises in the east. We can see that. Now, we have our sundial stick right here. So where would you imagine the shadows to be on this sundial? The shadows would be, and I want you to use a blue colored pencil, but your shadow would be going this way. If the sun is in the east, then your shadow in the morning would be going to the west. Here's our sun. Yay. All right. Now, look at the middle picture. We have a shadow at noon. Once again, here is our sun. And remember from earlier on in the video, I showed you what happens when the sun is more right overhead. Where would your shadow be then? It's going to be more so right behind this stick where you don't even really see it. It's going to be shorter, but right behind the stick. Now, looking at this last bottom picture, we have the sun again. The sun is in the west, which means it will be setting soon. And so around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where do you think your shadow will be then? We're looking towards Santa Rosa, standing out there in the afternoon, and our shadow is going to be this way, going this way. So it just rotates our shadow will be according to however the earth is on its axis. Make sure you have those colored in, please. And you can review back over any of this video if you would like. There's also some more examples showing refraction in your teacher's book. So if you guys have time, maybe she might want to show you some of them. The next time, whenever we do our lesson, we will be working on observing and describing the transfer of heat by radiation and conduction, and identifying good conductors and insulators of heat. Do your worksheet that's assigned. I know there's some things definitely from this lesson that will help you answer those questions, so please use your booklet that we have just filled in. You should have it all colored in, and also refer back to this video.